on a Sunday, fun day, I guess. We'll see how fun today will be. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger god, the first child of God, Lilith reincarnated. Today is God's day. Holy shit, God. What a day. Well, I was thinking this morning, I was like, how is everything so thrown off? And I was like, oh man, these portals. Hey, what's up, everybody new? In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch last night's very intense live video, what I posted on my community page in the shorts. What was the last short? Oh, Kobe, of course. Kobe. Today's Sunday. We usually are in the light, but we didn't deal with darkness. I couldn't. It's in the video. So woke up with some darkness. So we're going to have a polarity of light and dark today in our videos. I'm going to start with some light codes, which are just messages from the light is what I call that. I'm sure that yesterday's darkness is going to bleed into this too. So I just want to give you a heads up. I don't know if we'll end up doing religious studies today. I was sitting there waiting to catch the elevator, and there's this ministry that comes to the shelter and does church. I recorded them a couple times and shit. And I'm just sitting there like watching this dude. You can hear him through the whole building. And I'm watching this whole thing, and all that comes out of my mouth is, it's all about the presentation, the delivery of the message. You know what I mean? It's not even, it's the feel of it. And I'm watching him perform his message. I'm watching this priest, reverend, whatever he is, pastor, whatever he is. I'm watching him give this performance in our foyer, and he's loud as, he's got to make sure that everyone on the 7th floor can hear him. Really projects his voice. Can I get an amen? And that's right, an amen and all of that. And, it's just all about the hype. They want to get you hyped on Christ. They want you hyped for what God is doing in your life. Hey, bro. I do the same thing over here. I just keep it real. It gets hype. We get hypey about it, but it's not a show. I'm not here to just put on a show. Especially, on Sunday, let me put on my church best. Okay, let me not. Let me just deal with God and what God's doing in my life and keep it real with everybody. Let them know the real God instead of just trying to fill them up. And that's where the addiction comes from, right? They build you up with this atmosphere that you become addicted to. So you think that you're getting the Holy Spirit, but you're just getting... you're getting the message, of course, but you're getting a show. It has to be a full entertainment show that they put on, you know what I mean? There's little pieces. All right, well, let's start with, fellowship. Let's everybody start, and then we'll start with some, some worship music. After that, we're going to do some meet and greets. Then we're going to do some testimonies. Now we're going to break into the Word. Then we got a special speaker. Okay, now after that, we're going to sit down. We're going to do our, we're going to pray, and we're going to do our offerings. And then at the very end, it's like we're going to give you that chance to come down and meet Christ, bring Christ up into your life and all that good stuff. And then afterwards, praise God, hallelujah, everybody go smoke a joint and let's all go out to eat. Not everybody smokes a joint, but my cousin and I did. He was ordained, like, let's do this. In the essence, yeah, hallelujah. It's something to do. It's a showdown that you guys get to partake in. And, someone, I lived in the South. One of the two, they have it on a fucking schedule. Restaurants they back and forth these restaurants, and so do all the other churches, and the other churches get out at a different time. So as soon as they clean up this church, here comes the next church, and that's the place to be if you want to make some money, bro, for reals. Anyways, but that's their thing, and then they'll come back together tonight for another helping of church, and God help them, and they'll be back on Wednesday, and they'll be, and then anything that comes in between that type shit. It's fellowship. It's an organization. It's a community of, under the Word and all that good stuff. And, hallelujah. But as I watch them, it's all a presentation. You know what I mean? It really is. So they had I talked to Mr. Plum last week. He said he had some people, I can't remember, it was from some part in Africa, that had came in and they were asking for donations because they wanted to start, what was it for? Instruments. No, cars. Something like that. They wanted to travel their music to all the churches, but they live in a rural place where they needed transportation. So their goal was like something like, I don't know, $60,000. You know, they sent their missionaries to America to hit all of their, you know, family churches to, you know, give this presentation, look for some capital investment. This is what we're doing in our church. Let me show you the pictures. That's what Mr. Plum said. He said it was called a bullet point, but we know them as a slideshow. I was like, yeah, that's what it is. And it's like, you know, you're going to plead to the people to invest into your dream to, you know, spread God's word, and this is how you're going to do it, and that's how I do it. I'm not really there. I'm a traveling circus. I don't need all of that shows and stuff. It all happens inside of me. I got the songs and commercials and all. But at the same time, I don't go for all of that. I've been to church my whole life. I was a devout Christian before I became spiritual. I've always been in the message. I just learned how to walk in it later. Instead of just sitting around listening to it, I started walking in it. That was the difference, if you ask me. That was it. So, with that being said, I'm all over the place. I spent like 30 minutes of this morning. I'm sure the whole fucking community was confused. Because I'm always out there dancing and burning my music and happy and, you know, snappy and all that. And I was out there with my fucking, in my dark colors, burning my sage and fucking just crying for like 30 minutes. Just fucking waterworks. You ever seen somebody just sit there crying? I'm sure you haven't, but I just do it. I was in my shadow work. I was dealing with mom issues. I missed my mom. I remembered when my mom died, and I relived all of that. That came up from last night. What happened last night, part of the video got chopped, and that's probably best because it went into Epstein, President Trump, and some other shit. Like, we better stop her here. Cut the mic. Cut the mic. That's how I look at it. Anyways, I didn't get to say at the end, I didn't blame the boy. I didn't blame that boy. My blame was on the mother, and that's why I woke up with mother issues. The kid is between the ages of 14, no, I'd say, because special needs kids look really, they grow differently. Their bodies grow faster than their brains is how I've come to notice this. So he could be between the ages of 13 and maybe 17. And he has special needs. His brain doesn't work like others. It's up to the parents to meet those needs and to, you know, give them understanding and to keep, you know, to protect them. So I never blamed this boy for whatever, you know, for his sexual exploration with his little sister here. I don't blame him. This morning, as soon as I went out there they are, and they have him. So now it's aware, you got to keep him with you. And then that's it. It's like, are you going to look at him? And then, you know, fucking Morgan. She's like, now we got a chomo in the building. I was like, fuck, Morgan, I'm not ready. Like, that's what she said first thing in the morning. It's like, it's a kid, bro. It's a kid that doesn't think right, that's going through, you know, puberty. And, you know, you have to catch all of last night's stories. So where it all happened was, I have compassion. I don't think locking this kid up is going to help him. And that's not how special needs don't think like we do. And that's why they have special needs, because they don't develop like we do. You can't treat them like everyone else, is the fucking point of this. They need more. So trying to persecute them as if they were a typical breed, that's not fair. Calling the police on him and getting him charges and making him stand in front of a judge, he does not have the capacity to know what's going on. This could have been done easily with a caring mother that could explain this. That it's okay to do this, but you can't do that with the people near you. You need to learn to do this with other people. He should have sexuality. And then Morgan's like, well, I just want to know where he's getting porn. Morgan, have you opened your phone today? It's everywhere, bro. I don't watch movies, but there's a sex scene in every movie because it wouldn't be a movie without sex, without love and passion. Why? Because sex sells. They want you to get excited. What you do with that feeling is, we don't know, but they want you to feel the passion in this fucking scene. I've never watched Magic Mike because I knew it was all about turning a girl on. I never watched no 50 Shades of Nothing. None of that shit. Obviously, I have trauma. I'm not good with all of that, but in the sense is, it's fully available. You leave them alone with devices that are unmonitored. It's all over YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. No matter where they go, it's there. They can find it. It's not like us where we just happened to put on a channel late at night, or we found, mom and dad's stash somewhere. They tried to protect us. We can't protect our children from that. So, the judgment is definitely flying around here. And I just was like, damn, dude, it's up to the mom. And that's all I left with was my mom didn't protect me, and she didn't, So then I woke up this morning, not hating my mom, but just in my mom's energy. And it's like, I missed her. You got to understand, I didn't have any of these memories. I didn't have the memories of what a bad mother I had. She lived with me, and I loved her. She took care of my children. I took care of her. That's all I had. I had I had what we had when she died, not what it was, which probably looked as I say, it always probably looked disturbing to my brothers and sisters. So that's what I woke up with. And so there was still some residual nastiness, and I don't feel so well today because of it. My stomach, everything. I'm hungry. I feel that Sunday brunch. I want to eat a big-ass church meal, like with all the people, like hella meal, like a big-ass fucking cookout, and then take a mad-ass nap. That sounds like a good day. Anyways, I got up here, and I was frustrated. My cards were all over the place, and I'm like, all right, I need to organize this. Before I went to organize it, they said you should show everyone your cards. Okay. On a Sunday is one of the hardest days to decide what to put. Why? Let me show you. All of these cards are light readings. Every single one. You'll see it was harder to find dark cards. Alright, they're all over. I can't stack them. They're too much. It'll fall on... Everything will fall. Alright, let's see. What I typically bring out is the Archangels. Those 3 cards up there came from here. Archangels usually come out on a Sunday. Now, I have a few of these. I want to show you how many. I have a few of these. They're very small messages, but they're good messages, and they come from Doreen Virtue, right? So these are angel messages, I think Raphael messages, butterfly messages, and fairy messages. Like, this isn't real. I can't work with you if you don't believe in fucking butterflies. And the universe speaks through all these things. Mysticism, mystical creatures, you think came from an imagination, because you can't imagine that there was creatures in such times. So there's a time barrier here fucking with me, and that's your problem, not mine. But in the essence, no. The butterflies, when they come, that's a message from the universe. Fairies still exist, and they're not fucking friendly. And as far as Raphael, yeah, bro, he's always trying to heal us, so that's important. Alright, what else do we got in here? These are those hard ones that I told you. These are those big stages that I have for witchcraft. Well, no, it's called spellwork or something like that. And even though these should be with the witchcraft ones, they're not, because they're healing. These are huge chapters of healing. The gift of solitude. What did we pull yesterday? The hermit. Sounds right, right? Right? So those are chaptered ones. These ones we pulled in the last Sunday. These I'll also pull on a Sunday. These are our crystal mandalas. I put them in order. Where would we be? Archangel Ramiel, rest. Exactly where we're supposed to be. So you saw those cards. I'll pull those on a Sunday too. Those are the ones, I kind of go through. You saw these. These are the light frequencies. Where are we at? Yogini of 285. We're in our Yogini. So I just go by that. It's like, which ones do you pull? It depends. Alright, so these are early stages. These are light stages, but the same. These are my Phoenix cards. These are my first. You can read these in tarot, and that's my judgment, for sure. Justice card. You can read them in tarot, but it all teaches about divine feminine energy. It lets you know the energy in a feminine form. I have something similar to this in my Dark Goddess, where when we're going through dark energy, it's in a feminine form, because it's all feelings. You attach feelings as, to women, because we are the divine feminine. We are. Okay, keep going. I also have these. These are the portals. They're not real big ones, but where are we? A whole new world. Let's find another one. Beyond fear. That sounds about right. So these are, again, they're healing. They're small, but they're intense. They make you reflect. That's what we use these for, as he calls my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You mean my Yogini cards? Talking shit. Alright, the Kabbalahs. Are these cards, right? So, we haven't pulled one in a long time. Let's pull a new one out. These come with a whole map that looks like this, and you place the cards down, and then you can know where you are in the tree of life. I can do it without the map. We'll use that card. Why? I don't know. Who cares? Do you care? It's going to mean that's where the magic comes from. It's a feeling. In order to be magical and have all of these gifts like I have, it comes from what they call intuition, which are your clear senses. You have to work through your feelings to develop your feelings, which your powers are in your feelings. That's what I try to show you as the master alchemist. I teach you to take your dark feelings and turn them into light, and you're all magical, magically delicious. These are some goofy ones. They're very light. Look, light rays. Look, they're just like, they look like pogs. That's how old I am. But the fucking book itself, I can pull one of these and it's a 4-page fucking lesson. I got these at the thrift store. So these are the dolphin oracles. Okay? 4 pages? Swear to God, it's awful. I actually just combined another pack in here because I needed a bag for my other tarot. Why do you keep them in packs? Well, first off, to keep the integrity, but second, to hold the fucking energy. Alright, so in here, these are my witch garden, what is it? Botanical gardens, witch gardens. So we're messing with rue today, the herb of grace, number 22. These are my Isis oracles, introduction, something. Anyways, and it tells you how to read them. It's a 5-card pool, and they're just oracles. Okay? Those are in there. So I just go by who wants to channel, where am I getting these messages from. I share these all the time, and then tarot readers go out and run and grab all this shit and don't know how to deliver the message. So trust me, it doesn't matter. You can have all of this and still not get it. But for those of you that are learning it, you will sit here like Morgan, like I taught you, and take your first deck and go like we do, 1 card at a time. You envelop it. That's why you're supposed to take scripture, 1 scripture at a time, so you can understand, fully dive into this actual spirit. Now, these are the ones that I picked for today. I always and forever pull a fucking Lumerian on Sunday. We have to on a Sunday. We usually pull our light workers on a Sunday. And these keep it small, but they're my favorite. Again, another small one that can be read real deeply in the spirit. Where are we doing today? We're facing your dragons, number 1. So those are the 3 that I pulled, but they wanted me to show you what I have. Now those are just those. Those are the light cards. I'm going to show you all of my cards so then I can put them up nicely afterwards. Now, these are what I call witchcraft cards. They're not really witchcraft. This is the Gospel of Ardea. These are very small, but they teach about being the priestess and teaching the craft. These are, again, they teach magic as well, and that's why I said those other ones should be here, but they're not. These are my pure magic oracles. They're just, again, they're not real heavy. Let's pull one out. Opening a circle. You know what I mean? What do we got? Mantra medicine, command, song, incantation, containment, number 17. That's what pulled me out of it. I heard a mix-up between Pac and Michael Jackson, and I was able to snap out of it. Music, bro. Music can change your vibe. You need to keep music around, and you need to learn to dive into other different types of music to explore more feelings. Music is a feeling. It's a vibration. When you put it in, it activates your feelings. So this morning I heard that song, Maroon 5, Really Want to Love Somebody. My mom, before she died, there was 2 songs. She loved them. That one and that T.I. song that came out, what was it, Blurred Lines. She would play them over and over and over, and she'd get the kids in, she'd start dancing. So when she died, I remember her by those songs. So that song came in, and I was like, my mom's trying to contact me. And that's where I just sat there with that song. I let it play about 3 times, and I just cried. I remembered my mom. There's something to be said there, guys, you know. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out in these cards, but we don't get to choose who our parents are, and that's that honor thy mother and thy father. Don't be, you know, Sugar Daddy Russ over there. That's gone too far. You've gone too far with this. You know what I mean? I cared for my mother. I made her, you know, I took her to all of her stuff and stuff like that in her dying days, but you know, it was her job, and that's where we sit here. Is like, you didn't, when she died, I felt so lost. She didn't give me the tools I needed to live without her. I could just call my mom all the time. I had nobody after she died. And the reason that is because she didn't teach me, you know, so much. So, music helps you, you know what I mean, visit these places, but you also need to teach yourself to visit other places through music. That's why I you know, I am trying to change these singers and songwriters. It's like, Allie, please stop bringing people to a hurt place with your songs. Stop reminding us of every time we got rejected. Marshall, please stop making us angry. Stop giving us, stop helping us, you know what I mean, do that. You know, it's like, can we stop this? Can we make something better? Can we activate a better feeling in humanity with our words and with, you know what I mean, our vibes? And that's why I'm always working with artists, but they're not catching this very well. And that's where it is. It's like, it happened yesterday. I don't know whose page. I think it was a few of my twin flames. I realized you just don't got it, bro. Like, you don't got the ear for what it is, what the new music is now. None of you know what it is. You're trying to listen and study others. You don't have it. I'm watching you guys release your music, and it's not the note, it's not the vibe. You're trying to create a vibe or keep up with the vibe, but you don't know what the new vibe is. Everybody's looking for it. I hear it. I know it. I see it. They're trying to. There's creative teams across the world trying to create this new vibe, but they don't know what it is yet. They're waiting for someone to drop it. They're waiting for me, I suppose. I was trying to give you the recipe. I didn't understand that you just can't get this. Because it's not on the outside, it's on the inside. It's what's coming from the inside. You're not there. You're not in the vibe, so you can't create that vibe. It's a good vibe. I'm picking up good vibrations. It's a good vibe. Anyways, going into that, so music, yeah. Alright, so I showed you all that. What else do we got here? Oh, and then I got my witchcraft cards. These were made by the same person that made my dark cards. After she made my dark cards, she made these. So I went through these. So, you know, I teach you craft. These are just craft cards is what we'll say. In here, this is the dark cards. What's in there? Love readings. This is what all these love tarot readers use. I think it's bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. I hate that. That's the turbulence test right there. When Kobe says pull those out, I was like, oh god, he's really challenging me not to lose my shit. What do you mean? I told you they're the love cards that everybody uses. So this is that hidden messages. What's this one? Oh, these are Archangel Michael or Raphael. Some love oracles. No, what are those? Oh no, those are some shapeshifters. See? They're just bullshit-ass cards that fucking tarot readers swear by. They'd be like, they're really trying to reach... Can I show you? Can I show you? Can I show you? I think it's okay to pull out one or two of these messages, but to base a whole thing on this, I'm gonna get mad. All of them pull out these goofy-ass ones. There is not a fucking love-reading tarot reader that doesn't pull out this bitch-ass shit. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life. Passion. Look deep within your heart. They're affirmation bullshit, bro. Don't make decisions based on guilt on what you think you should do. It is only, see what I mean? They're inspiring, but it's bullshit. So they'll be like, this is what they're feeling. They swear to God, this is like a message from your person. Not from the universe, from your person. Who's not talking to you. Who's currently laid up with another person. How is it your fucking person if they're laid up with another person? Sorry, I must stop now. I must stop now. These ones really piss me off. These ones really piss me off. It's like, let's see what your person has to say. What person? Why are we trying to dig into their mind? Like, who cares? Fuck them. Fuck them. Sorry. It's Sunday. I told you, we're in the light and dark. I'm gonna throw these cards. I'm gonna burn these cards, bro. It's like, you guys are fucking stupid. Talking about evil cards. That's these guys, bro. There's lioness. Not all of them. Not all of them. Oh, you want to see some real stupid ones? Those are the angel ones. Yes, no, maybe, wait. They're just so stupid, bro. Alright, so that's those. I hate those. And then I have my stack of dark cards. Oh, wait. I forgot. We still have these over here. I have like 6 packs at the deck. I have these. These are some oracles. These are pretty good. And then I have all the tarot up there. Now, hold on. These are demon cards. These are all your demons. These are my Kali cards. I'm going to go in through all of these. These are the dark mirrors. These are my Black Moon and Lilith. Dante's Inferno. These, again, as I told you, This is the one that she wrote the book and then she made the cards. So I can pull these out and see. Watch this. Where's my current energy, God? What's up with my dark side? Ardia! Defenses are up. Ardia is a priestess, I told you. She teaches the craft. So I'm exactly where I should be. Amen. The chosen child. She did it before I did it. I didn't have to do it, but she was chosen to do the job just like I am. You're not a priestess. You're just a bitch. That speaks about spirituality. You don't praise God. So there's those. We went through all these. Oh, and then these are my most recent ones that I just pulled out. These are the priestess, the pagan, the Morgan cards, and these are my dark and dangerous. It took me a long time to pull all these dark ones together. So that's what I use when we're dealing with the shadows. I can go in there and say, where are we in darkness? All right. There's those. And then there's all my tarot. How many tarot do you have? Oh, wait, I lied. There's more. We've got the animal spirits here and sacred geometry here. And those are up there. So then I have 4 decks of tarot. Excuse me. 5 now. These are shadow tarot. These will stay with the darks. I'm going to take them out of the box. I don't like them to be in the boxes. Why? I don't know. I used to. I kept them in boxes, but I don't. Where are we currently? In the sun. On a Sunday. It's a little dark, though. We'll save that for later. I'll read that later tonight in the dark. When it gets dark again. Alright, you guys ready? I spent 26 minutes showing you all my shit. Lifting my dress and all. Let's give you some God messages. Then I'm going to go and... Truthfully, I just feel like... And this is... We pulled it yesterday, is reconnecting with nature. I have not been to Red Rocks since last month. I haven't been up there. I think that I'm just going to go out there if there's some cool weather. I'm not driving in the sun to that bullshit, but I'm going to get me a big meal in and probably go there. If I do, then we will probably, if the weather's nice, I can do a reading out there. But I just need to go. That's where I dump all my shit. When things are too heavy, I go out there and they just take it off me, and they, you know, it's a release. It's kind of like dialysis. You dump all your bad blood there, and they fill you with new blood, the blood of Christ. That's a good one. I like that. Really? It's my sacred ground. Probably asked something like that. It's like, do you live there? I was like, if I could, I've tried. I haven't got kicked out of there yet, but I would if I could. They're currently selling a piece of land there for $1 million, but God just won't give me the $1 million yet. Seriously, I'd buy that. That's exactly where I'd buy it right there. I'd buy it so fast. Seriously? And then I just put a trailer there. I wouldn't even build it. I just want to be there. Seriously? Yep. I don't know. People aren't going to touch it, though, because of different things. Well, first off, you got all those people. Ooh, we got cut off when I said that. They'd be wandering through your property. And then at night, you know, they have all those concerts and stuff. So people get drunk. There's all these crazy things. They're just wandering through those mountains. It's not a place you really want to put a house. Bunch of foot traffic out there, and you don't know what they're really doing. Anyways, let's move on to God's message. All right, let's start with the card I like, and then we'll move on to... We only have 3 cards, but that explains it. I went through a whole lot. All right, where are we at? We're starting at number 1, Facing Your Dragons. Did we read this already? I don't think so. What are these? They're really beautiful. Divine Nature. They're poetry and art. Is how I get these ones. They're very... You can see which ones are really important to me, and I'm telling you these ones are. Face your dragons. So many of us sweep our discomforts under the rug where they'll be less threatening. This first thing, after I pulled myself together, I was like, Marshall, if I can forgive my mom, you can too. It's like, we need to do this in order to go forward. That's why it's here. We know that they should have been better, but we have to forgive them for not knowing better. That's it. Forgive them for what they did not know, and for the things they did do. We can't go forward with this. It hurts our hearts. We have to face it. I can't say that I've done this too many times. I mean, I faced mom, but I never just sat there and cried with her. You just let it go. Just let her go. Let this go. And that was it yesterday when it came up. The past comes up, guys, to empower you. It feels very disempowering when it comes up, but it's so that you can look back at a part of yourself and see how strong you were. You think it was a weak-ass moment in time that you wish you could forget, but you don't see how strong a younger part of you was to handle such a fucking big thing. I look back at myself, it's like, how did I make it? Because when one of these memories comes up, I feel like I'm going to die. But yet I kept making it through them. And that's where you look back at your younger self and you just have to, like, praise yourself for being so fucking strong. Yeah, maybe I didn't make the best decision because I was dumb. I was ignorant, but I was strong enough to keep going. I didn't have all of the pieces figured out. I didn't know what I was doing. And that's where you can look back at your parents. And, you know, I'd say that this happens when you become a parent, but I think at some point you just kind of reflect. You know what I mean? I'm looking at Mike Stud. He don't got no kids, but he's seeing it. And which is better because he's healing before he passes that shit on to some kids. That's some good shit right there. He'll have the right mind and heart to raise these boys and girls, you know what I mean, with an open heart and an open mind. You know, that's what's wrong with us is, you know, our parents didn't have an open heart and an open mind, so their narrow-minded fucking bullshit was passed on to us. Their prejudice, their hatred, their insecurities, their limited beliefs, all that. We are little versions of our parents. We try to break their rules, but in essence, we're them because we were taught by them. And we look back and we're like, you weren't as good as their mom. And then you really got to break it down. Well, they only knew what their mother taught them, and so on and so forth. So I have a bunch of mothers that weren't mothering in my family. I can't hate all of them. I can be what they couldn't. I can learn to be more kind and more loving and more available and, you know, all the stuff they couldn't. I'm kind of stuck right here. I've got the book down like this on one side, and I've got the cards down like this. I'm like really stuck. We might need to read the second one too. So that's where it is. Let me say it again. So many of us sweep our discomforts under the rug where they'll be less threatening, less likely to disrupt our state of comfort. When my mom died, this is my biggest mistake. I thought that's what I had to cry about. I didn't know how to handle it. She had shared a room with my teenage daughter. And the way I handled it, I didn't know what I just wanted it to go away, I suppose. So as soon as she died, I ripped out every fucking piece of her out of that room. I got rid of all of her clothes. I got rid of her. I didn't want my daughter to be sad, so I tried to eliminate the sadness, but all it did was make everything worse. And I wouldn't think of her. I wouldn't let myself think of her because it hurt too much. I tried to make, you know, once she was gone, I tried to make her go away. It was the biggest mistake, bro. I didn't let myself, I didn't think about my daughter sitting in that room all alone without her Nana. I didn't know how to handle it. I was trying to make it better, but I think I probably made it worse. I've never talked to my daughter about that. But she loved my mom more than I did, I think. She was a much better grandmother than she was a mother. And that's why you gotta give your parents a chance to be a grandparent, to make it right. They can't make it right for you, but you can see them be better with their, you know, with their grandkids. Give them a chance to make it right, you know? Unless you see that they're just going to do the same thing to your kids that they did to you, then perhaps not. And that I understand. But at least give them a chance. Give your kids a chance to have a grandparent, bro. At least a memory. It might, you know what I mean? They're not going to have the same memories. I would love to believe that our parents would never treat our kids like they treated us. Maybe it's fairy tale and you'll have to, you know, fuck around and find out. But, you know, we're healing on a Sunday. This is crazy. All right, but this moment is challenging you to stand in your power and confront what seems overwhelming, intimidating, and downright scary. I never really dealt with my mom and all this. I'm too busy dealing with everything else. She comes and goes, but I never really sat with it until what happened last night. Crisis is often a companion for opportunity, so look beyond the surface. As poet Rainer Maria Rilke said, perhaps all the dragons in our lives are princesses who are only waiting to see us act, just once, with beauty and courage. Perhaps everything that frightens us is in its deepest essence, something helpless that wants our love. That's that part of you I spoke of last night. And I spoke about it this morning. The next card is Radiate Self-Compassion, bro. I knew I had to read this. Kanyen, my last life. That's the Lover's card, by the way. Kanyen, which is the counterpart to Buddha. It's the female version, not counterpart, the female version of Buddha. Was the mother of compassion, but many of us forgot to include ourselves in her radiant example of loving kindness. Human beings are hardwired for both love and struggle, and one of the best ways to practice resilience between the two is through self-compassion. And that's it. I gotta forgive myself for fucking up my life. I didn't fuck it up. I was just trying to figure it out. This moment is asking you to focus onto yourself. To focus onto yourself all the patience, support, and love you keep giving everyone else. Put your arms around your inner self with all the gentleness you can muster, and consider this. You are the only you in the entire universe. You deserve to experience love from the inside out, independent from what the world offers or takes away. Nothing can change your inherent value. It's golden. Treasure it with kind thoughts. And that's where you got to be very careful with the inner critic. Don't beat yourself up because the world is already doing it. Your mind is really mean to you, and it's only saying to you what it's heard outside of you, what people say. You can tell your mind to be nice, but that starts with you, you know? So yeah, that's where we're at in that. We're still in the sun, scary ass sun. 2 for the price of 1 is what we got on that. I knew this would come out. I knew it would because it did. It doesn't just come from anywhere. It's when the time is ripe. It's like, this is it. And that's why I said in my post, I was like, I told you guys that as soon as this happened, we'd be facing, you know what I mean? That's all I said. I was like, it's always going to be healing. It's just, we got to face, I don't want to be facing the same old shit. I want to heal new shit. Well, this is a new one. And that's what happened with the twin flame, too. This is all super new shit that I'm facing. Super new shit. That means that we've got through the old shit. We're getting somewhere. Gosh. Moving on. Let's go with the Lumerians. Where are we at? I already know, because we looked at it last time. Speak your truth. That's what we were talking about. Your feelings. Your feelings don't matter if you don't make them matter. If you don't express them. If you don't tell people about them, then they don't matter. I just got a couple. I heard silence is golden, and they can never take our true power, which is our voice. I'm hearing all of these, just blurt outs from the crowd. What's the crowd? I don't know. The universe. We're on number 7. Dun dun dun. Express your truth. Expression, communication, your own creative language, sharing your spirit, accepting your originality, truth, and authenticity. Is that Metatron's cube again? This chakra is the origin of expression. It is the source of the life spark that inspires our aliveness and strokes the creative fires in others. This is the outer sharing of our inner being, the glowing song of our soul, and the winds of our flight to understand more of who we are. Connect with the crux of your potential and take it further than you could ever have imagined. Your voice is your power. That's that swords. Archangel Michael, or Archangel Michael Jackson in the human form used his power that God gave him to spread love. That's why anytime you can just turn on a Michael Jackson song and you can be filled with love. He's the vibration of love. He taught you called him the king of pop because that's what people loved, I guess, back then. You know what I mean? Then there was the king of rock and roll, which was Elvis Presley. There's people, for me, I can remember a time like Sean Paul, when I was young, I could just turn on any of his songs and it would change my vibe. It's your voice, the tone of your voice. It's not always what you're saying, it's the delivery, just like that guy down there. And that's what Marshall taught me. And when it comes to music, it's how you deliver the message. What I've noticed, it's like, what people forget is the message. And that's what, us lyricists will be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're just making words. I hear you, Marshall. I can hear that whole song playing right now. Of you're just, just to make some shit rhyme. And whatever you said in your shit. That's where it is. It's like, we use our words very creatively and wisely to deliver very powerful messages, and he'll teach you it's about the delivery. He taught me in the beginning, it sounds like you're reading it off the paper, and that's where it is you practice, and you practice this delivery. I don't. All my videos are live, bro. This is straight live. I am not curating it. I'm not thinking about it. This is my true expression, my authentic feelings, where I can go from raising my voice and be very angry in one moment and then drop to the pits of my heart and crying with you. Those are real feelings. There's no hold the reins. The elevator's going up, the elevator's going down. And that's what I teach you, is to go with the flow of this. But it all comes down to speak your truth, you know what I mean? This all happened yesterday because a little girl told the truth of what was happening. Why did she have to tell someone else? Because her mother didn't protect her, didn't stop the happening. Now you go back to my hatred towards my ex-husband. His problem is the same problem that's just happened in this building. And how many of these people have this problem? I showed you that I'm pretty sure all three of me and my friends have gone through this. But how many men are hiding this? You guys crucified fucking Kanye for coming out and telling you that he himself did the same thing. Puberty, sexual exploration with a close family member. And you persecuted him for it. Puberty, self-exploration is natural. But nobody's having the hard conversations to make sure it's directed in a healthy place. Somehow the father doesn't want to sit down and do this, so somehow it's the mother's, but the mother can't relate and when we're talking about everything. Stuff like that. So, again, you wait till they take it to the grave. They never were able to tell the truth. Because why? They were too afraid of people's judgment if they told the truth. What is the truth? How you truly feel about what's really happened? Everybody feels different about what happened in COVID. But all of our feelings are valid and are supported by our experiences. Now, I don't want to sit there, and that's where you missed this in the last of my video last night. This is a place of healing, not hurting. Nobody's allowed to walk in my door and say they're hurting more than the other person. If I showed you anything last night, is that how well a person hides their hurt. Just because you're wearing yours loudly doesn't mean you're hurting more than someone that's wearing it quietly. We are all hurting here. This is a place of healing. In order to come here, you're already hurting. You're not going to hold on to that hurt and say, I'm hurting more, and make your hurt bigger than anybody else's. We're all hurt. This is not a place for victims. This is not a victims fucking, support group. This is a survivor's advocacy right here. We're surviving our hurt experiences, all of them. That was in the last part of that video. I'm making sure it's in this one. Understand when you come into my doors that this is a place of healing. But understand that everybody that's in this door is hurt. And have some compassion for them. Some of them are hiding it much better than you. And some of us can't hide it at all. I couldn't hide it this morning. All I could do was just sit there and let the tears come down and cry as hard as I could. I needed to be outside. I needed to see the sky to know that, you know, it's still a beautiful day and that everything's going to be okay when I'm in this dark place. I had my music going, I had my sage going, and I had my feelings going. And it may have been appalling to every single person that walked by, but you know what they felt? Compassion. They saw my feelings real and raw. She's hurting. And you know what they did? I hope she'll be okay. In their heart, they prayed for me because they saw I needed prayer. People can't see what you're suffering from. They can't help you. They didn't know how. And that's what it is. I don't know how to help you. Some people don't. So what do? You ask God, help her. I hope she'll be okay. There was people this morning, they wanted to approach me, especially a couple. We had set something up. They needed to talk to me, to talk to Morgan, but they couldn't approach. I was waiting for him, but I couldn't stop crying, waiting. I just kept crying until they were going to come up. They didn't. They just let me cry, and they figured I'll catch her later. And that's it. It's like I don't want to disturb her in her feelings. It's okay. It's okay. But show that you have feelings. And then, you know, I talked to Morgan, and I just talked my way through it. And it's like, talk about how you're feeling. Let's see, connect to the crux of your potential and take it further than you could have imagined. As spirit fuses into tangible, it actualizes a platform for greater experience, and new facets are sculpted. Seeding and sharing as a fractal of light in the form of our own unique language. Restore. Be truthful with yourself about how you are really feeling. And that's where you check in with yourself. How do I feel? What do I think? I do that all day. If you always act in integrity and follow your heart-centered truth, some unhealthy connections or aspects of your life may fall away, and you will be in complete alignment with your path. In this way, your internal psychic navigation system will become strengthened. See what I mean? You work through your heart feelings, and all of this happens. It's all about feelings. This isn't a conscious thing. All my powers can't be done through the mind. I feel what card to pull. I feel where to go. I feel. It's you know what I mean? My mind doesn't know. It's an inner knowing. All right? Let's see. In this way, your internal psychic navigation system will become strengthened. Your purpose will become clear, and you will inspire others through the spark of your deep inner knowing. And that's where it is. My purpose is to heal myself. And I use that purpose to heal others. That's the purpose. I'm here to heal myself and heal the world. And that's what I do. By acknowledging my feelings. That's it. That's how I do this. I acknowledge when my feelings are hurt. I face what hurts me so that other people can see that they might be hurting and face their hurts too. That's my purpose. It's what I have to do for myself, and I use this self, purpose for everybody else too, because it's a good purpose. Theme: how you share your spirit, your unique language. All right, the healing position is on your throat. A color wash is a vibrant mid blue. I heard that song. I'm blue. Yeah, so we're working on that, and that's really hard. In the beginning, that's one of the hardest things, is just to start speaking your truth, standing up for yourself, honoring yourself, not lying. Like, do you like this? No. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? Like, telling Bobby that, he didn't like that, but I meant it. Why did I have to tell him? So he's doing it. He kept making these jokes at the end of it, like, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. So I had to tell him, hurtfully, I guess. It may have hurt his feelings. You're not funny. Meaning, what you're saying doesn't make me feel funny. It's annoying me. I'm just supposed to be quiet and just let you cut non-funny jokes? That's what I mean. It's like, you gotta stand up, and it's not the easiest thing. Now look at this. We are on card number 37, Heart Transmission. We do these in order. Typically, I just show you where we are. And again, I'm not going to pull any of these cards until a Sunday, so you can keep up. But when I have these many cards, how could you really? Not fully, and I show you which ones I do pool most regularly, but I showed you all of them because eventually we go through all the stages. We're just in different stages. That's what I try to teach you. I went to 11:11. 20:37. Alright. Page 109. Your heart is capable of not only giving and receiving love, but connecting you to great networks of beings that resonate at the highest frequencies of love. Though your heart can receive information, or through your heart, you can receive information and guidance from networks of light that fill your universe. As you learn to open your heart to receive those transmissions, your ability to work with group consciousness in a loving way increases. You shall affect humanity in a loving way, influencing the collective rather than allowing the frequencies of the collective to overwhelm you. And that's where it is. So everybody has their shitty-ass opinions about what's going on here. I see it like Christ, with compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. They will come to me today, and, just like her, fucking Chomo and all this, they'll come to me with their negative perceptions on this, and based on my healing, I will be able to change their perceptions. Don't look at it like that. We're not going to hate them and this and that. And in essence, why isn't the mom taking care of her kids? Because she's too busy taking care of her fucking disabled, handicapped, elderly husband. He's in a fucking wheelchair, bro. She pushes him around all fucking day. She's taking care of him because she thinks, this is the woman that came to me and asked me. I just want to know that everything's going to be, that we're going to make it into our housing and my husband's health is going to be good. And I told you, he's not. She's too busy taking care of her husband to take care of her children. And that's why her children are falling apart. Why? Because she believes she needs this husband to keep this family. It's all fucked up. And that's it. It's like, let's not judge them. Let's not say she's a bad mother. She's lacking in her mothering abilities because she's giving them to someone else. Ouch. Ouch. And that's where it is rather than allowing the low frequencies of the collective to overwhelm me, I'm going to influence the collective to think better about this. Working with group energy is a leap on the spiritual path with risk, but also great reward in terms of empowerment and manifesting your life's mission. The risk with group energy is mitigating when you approach it from the heart rather than the head. The mind can argue one point of view and then immediately and convincingly argue the opposite. The heart, however, either feels something resonates or doesn't. It's either a yes or a no in the heart. The brain will go back and forth all day, but it's in your heart. How do you feel? I don't feel so good about this. Then it's a no. No, but I think we should. No. If you don't feel it, then it's a no. You have to learn to honor your feelings. What feels yes and what feels no. If there's even the slightest, it's not your mind. Your mind will talk you out of it. That's fear. But if you don't feel right, you've got everything going, and then you go to grab your keys, and then you get a goofy feeling. It's a no, bro. Stop. I don't know what that feeling is for you, but it came over you before you went to act. A feeling hit you. Stop with that feeling for a minute and understand, am I afraid of what I'm about to do, or is my feelings telling me not to do what I'm about to do? Because something is telling you. You need to understand if it's your heart or your mind. Is it fear or is it love that's stopping you or pushing you? They're totally different languages, bro. Whether or not, and that's where it goes back to Bobby, my mind has said no forever. For fucking 3 years, my mind has said no. My heart has said yes to this. I finally convinced the mind to go with the heart. That's it. It wasn't like the battle was only in my mind. My heart knew I wanted to, but I couldn't get the mind to follow the heart. Well, sometimes I can get it to go, but not always. Whether or not there is a logical explanation for it, the mind can be seduced by those who tell you they have great spiritual power, but these are instantly triggered intuitive warning bells in your heart. For those who with genuine power do not need to convince you of it. I'm just going to stop there because this is always what really pisses me off is the fake spiritualist. They're going to come out, and that's what I said about that Sunday reading. You know what I mean? These priests and reverends and pastors and stuff. Just this. Warning bells of your heart. For those with genuine power do not need to convince you of it. The heart is the key to decide where you offer your devotion. When you offer devotion to a group consciousness that loves unconditionally, your heart feels safe, love, and inner knowing of the righteous of that group. Now here's where it is. We can have a group conversation about this, but if all of them are set on being negative and they just want an eye for an eye because of their hurt feelings, and they think it's wrong, and this kid should be persecuted and the mother should be locked up and this and that and this, you're coming from hatred, bro. There's no love in that. You want everyone to hurt for what has happened. You want the mom to catch something. You want the dad to catch something. You want the kid to go to jail. You want justice. You want all of this. You're coming from a hurt place, bro. God does all of that. We want him to fix things, not destroy things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want people's lives destroyed just so that they can learn a lesson. We understand that in the destruction of their lives, they learn hard lessons. But you don't wish that on fucking people, bro. We're not the judge of people's lives. We don't play that, dude. That's Jesus' job, bro. All we're supposed to do is have compassion and understanding. Yes, we're going to have opinions and feelings about what we see, but it's our job, our heart's job, to take away those bad feelings and those bad thoughts about this world. Just saying that. Whether that group exists on a healthy or an earthly plane or a spiritual dimension. For as long as it gives you life, broadens your horizon, nurtures your truth, and empowers you to live your destiny, the group is serving you. And that's why I stay with my spirit guides, bro. I stay with the spirit because this, you know what I mean? The flesh is, I mean, do I have to explain it? If you do not experience these positive effects, if you feel drained, confused, or that your issues are not resolved as you work with this group, listen carefully to your heart and question whether it is indeed the right place for you to be. And that's it too, is like, we pulled the card last night about energy vampires. It is important also to work with groups that you can serve. Although you may love your family, for example, they might not be the group that you can best serve. If anything that artists have learned, it's your own town that are not your fans. People outside of your group are going to be your biggest fans. Why? Because those around you are always going to look at you as the old you. They have no respect for you. Truthfully, yeah. They consider you to be like them, right? It's like you're no better than us. And in essence, it becomes competitive. So like something like this, I can't heal my family. They can come for the healing, but I can't. They're not the group that I talk to. I'm not going to start with them. They're they're where all these problems start. You know what I mean? For me, and they don't see anything wrong with it. You can't heal people that don't even see that they're hurting. Perhaps those who are open, willing, and receptive to your spiritual gifts are outside of your family. Perhaps your family can benefit spiritually from you in the role of a mother or son or daughter, but not in the role of a spiritual mentor. And that's it. That's all I am, so I don't have a role in people's lives. On the other hand, some groups may want to feed off of you, but not learn to do for themselves. They may wish for you to give them the answers to their problems. They may not be willing to develop the trust, courage, confidence, and empowerment that is required to take responsibility for their own relationship to the universe. As I said that, I saw Russ. He's got his 30-year-old, his brother, his sister, his father, and his mother that are not willing to develop trust, courage, confidence, and empowerment that it requires to take responsibility for their own relationships to the universe, which is needed so that they can grow in the soul wisdom through their own life experience. Russ is holding them back by providing for them. He's not allowing them to grow up. They made him grow up so that they didn't have to. You can understand why I love him so much and want to save him so badly. Your heart may guide you to withdraw your services from such people because you love them and want them to grow. Your heart will guide you to operate differently, and that's Lewis. I couldn't make Lewis see what I saw, bro. He had to learn this. But I can't watch him hurt like this. I can't watch Lewis lose. I know what it does to him. I tried to stop him from what he was going to learn, but I couldn't. because he still had to learn it. Your heart will guide you to operate differently with different people. You may be guided to explore hobbies and interests that lead you to the next group that your presence can assist. The heart will also guide you when it is time to move on. And that's it. You know what I mean? This is it. I'm a traveling circus. I'm meant to heal as many people as I can. And God moves me from groups and places to, spread my light. He puts me in the darkest of dark places because I'm the light, and they need the light in the dark. That's where this darkness is everywhere, but he puts me where it's spreading most, to the core of the problem. I'm in a hopeless place. These are people of hopelessness. If I can change their hopes and thoughts now, I can change their future and the future of their children. Not all of them. I don't know all of them. I don't bring them all together, but just the couple that I can get to. I can change their mind. I can change their heart. I can change the way they live, and that will change their futures and their children's futures. They'll have bigger hearts working with me. The transmission of the heart gives a truthful assessment of the interaction of your frequency with the frequency of a group. Is it mutually raised? This is a spiritual constructive connection. Is it diminished? This will not be so helpful. The heart empowers you to know when to work with others, for how long, and in what way. Trust it. The more you do, the more groups which can benefit. I'm seeing a download. The more you do, the more groups which can benefit can bring great benefits to you, and the planet can enter into the world. With all of we're gonna hit 2,600 today. Some of them I can see now. I never was able to see it. I can see some of the subscribers, and I have people of spirituality in there that run their own channels. There's a lot of people in there that, this is a big group of people that I'm trying to heal, individually but collectively. I don't know you individually, but I'm trying to make an individual connection with you on a level through my videos, so that we can collectively do this. And that's why we touch every basis, because everybody needs healing on all different levels. So like this right here, this mommy thing, this is new, but it's deep, bro. This is like next level for me, but it's just a new level. It's just the beginning for everyone. Can we talk about the moms? That's hard, bro. That's a hard thing to start with. But we need to start somewhere. What do we want to start with? None of it. We don't want to deal with any of it, to be honest. No, I don't want to talk about my childhood. That's where it all started, bro. When I introduce myself to people, I introduce myself as the High Priestess Phoenix. I'm a spiritual healer. I teach the art of shadow work. Well, that sounds so cool. It sounds cool. It's like, no, it's not. It's intensive childhood trauma healing. Would you like to talk about your childhood? I go back to these poor experiences in our life. We relive them and hurt from them so we can heal from them. Do you want to do some of this with us? Well, here's my channel. Yeah, I teach you magic and shit. All of that comes after. But let's talk about the real work.
Will you stop?
All right, we're about to finish. Get ready. We're about to leave right now. This is my last card. Seriously, I'm at the end. I'm going to do an invocation here. On page 110 and 111. In the beginnings, we saw those 11s. All right, here we go. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to try to do it in it's personal. It's read in singular. I'm going to try to do it in a formal reading. We have great gratitude now for our heart's transmission that guides us through the universal love into group consciousness that can best serve the greatest good of our own divine destiny. We ask for protection, insight, clear knowing, and clear feeling to guide us through the many groups that we will love and work with spiritually this lifetime. May all our group involvements be constructive. May love, light, and power increase in us and upon the earth through the group work. Blessed by grace. May the unconditional loving ones help all groups' endeavors attain spiritual success. Through my own free will and the divine love, so be it. As I read that, I remembered, I'm going to close at this. I pulled that up yesterday. What was the shadow? How I view people. I'm just here to learn, you know what I mean? To learn from you, to heal and learn. So that's what it is. It's like God just, as he told me in the very beginning of this, the full words that God gave me. I'm going to put you in places. There's going to be people there, but they're not going to be able to help you. All you're going to have is the clothes on your back, and you're going to have to stay there till the job is done. I never know what the job is until it's done, but I've done this enough that I know now what it is. I'm just here to heal. I'm here to learn from the people that he puts around me, and heal myself and heal as many of them as I can, and then he'll move me on. It's a healing journey. I can only learn so much from these people to where now it's time to move on and, experience more of my healing journey. To every ending is a new beginning. And that's it. I go to lots of places and I make, connections that live in my heart, but I have to move on because there's more. My heart needs to connect with more people. I never know. And that's that leaving it. So I'm leaving a place today, Sunday. Tomorrow I'll be on Monday. I'll be on the train. The highway to hell, as we say. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know who I'll talk to next. I don't know what's next, but it's a new week of a new journey of healing. It'll have all kinds of ups and downs. I'll meet new people. I'll experience new things. We'll go different places and all of that. That's what I do. So you can see now why my dream was always, I always wanted to have an RV and travel. I thought I was going to do it musically. This would be perfect. I can go, I'll have my home. The kids can stay in the home while I go and do shows at night and stuff like that. That's how I saw my future as, a singer and a songwriter. I thought it would be perfect. You know what I mean? Not on tour buses, but my own home. And we could just travel around with the tour buses and make this, a lifestyle. Well, later, I still had the dream to travel around with my home and perform. Now I'm doing a different type of performance. But that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to take my home everywhere I go instead of having to find a new home everywhere I go, because I must go. My home is where the heart is, and these places, they're calling to me. I didn't make the calling to Alaska this year, but I got real close, and what I realized is that this one has to be done by flight. It just doesn't make sense unless I'm just sitting around with a bunch of money. But I had to go through all of those levels to figure that out. So we talked about your throat chakra, your heart chakra. We talked about self-love. We talked about grounding. We talked about all kinds of good stuff. And I got to talk about my dog needs to go to the bathroom. I got to take her out, which is weird because I just took her out a little while ago. It must be the middle of the day. With that being said, I hope to get another reading into you, but I need to do some healing. I should be pretty simple. I'll just get a meal and go for a ride and let it out, and I can come back and do some religious studies with you. The religious studies, all the religious books that I have, are to give you affirmations through your struggles and trials and tribulations as well, to teach you how to view it as you're going through it. So, it's just a double dose. But people find more... Can you put her jacket on so I can walk her? They find more security or more truth in these books of religion because so many people practice them. They look at the cards like, nah, that's not real. There's a lot of us that do this too. And that's why I showed you the difference in the cards. As far as tarot, I have 5 different decks, and they're all different. And the one we're learning right now is, that. Actually, you have to take her, dude. I took her this morning. Let me finish that card. That's the sun card. Doesn't look so sunny. Oh, sunny days. That's what I heard. All right, so, yeah, and that's what we do is we take one card at a time, and we understand what this message meant to us and how it works. That is the sun, yeah. It bows before you, glistening like shining oil. You climb onto its back. A great soft wings carries you up. Upon the mist and smoke of doubt, from the height you see the world anew, where living things sprout and grow out of the concealing shadows, where hearts seek the light. As you fly higher and higher, the light causes your skin to glow with a new profound brilliance. This is who you are, the shining soul held aloft in the darkness. This is a world of opportunity to seek and find great joy. Keywords: clarity, happiness, finding your center, joy, limitless possibilities. Well, I almost think this is going to be as good as it gets in the card in the deck. It is the Major Arcana, and it's the Sun deck card. We were literally on it. You'd have to keep up. Our next one would be Judgment. Lovely. Sounds like it. God is judging us again. Not you judging others. God, you know what I mean? We're not here to judge. We're here to understand. Change your mindset, bro. I love you guys. I'll catch you later, haters. Don't be a hater. Be a lover.